Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Gourmet Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay here for this Victory Monday edition of PTA. Hopefully, everybody had an awesome day. I know we had a blast down here just going through and I went back and listened to the audio of the radio broadcast, Tim, of the game. It doesn't get any better than, Wayne Larrivee and Larry McCarron on the call. I thought it was an awesome game. I enjoyed it. Obviously did a stream earlier today breaking down 2-0 for this in the chat. What's up, man? Tell Mama I said hi. It's awesome. 2-0 for this, by the way. I got sidetracked to look down. He was at the game with his mom yesterday, so awesome stuff there. But so I don't know, man. We just going back and reliving it and everything through that call and this and that. I talked about Matthew Golden on a live stream earlier today. Just gave a breakdown of how he is legit top 10, top 15 receiver when it comes to the metrics, other than enough routes ran and enough targets, essentially, Tim, to be up there in the mainstay numbers. But with that being said, really excited about Matthew Golden's future as well. What we're going to hit on today, guys, the Lions are in absolute debacle right now, right? They are just, all of them are crying from that ass kicking they took last night. Chiefs over the Lions. We'll talk about here in a second. We'll hit that. We'll jump into Victory Monday. We've also got you guys some injury updates. There was 2 or 3 players that got hurt for the Packers yesterday, and excited to jump into the PFF grades if we have time this evening. Before we do, though, if you guys would do that YouTube stuff for us, hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your evening. We go live daily talking Packers, pregame shows, postgame shows, in-depth analysis, Chalk Talk, which is film breakdown. And then we do a little scouting service as well, getting you ready for the upcoming matchup. So if you're looking for that type of content, make sure you hit subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified anytime we do go live in the future. Tim, buddy, how you doing on this Victory Monday, man?
Awesome, man. It's been a month. September 12th was our last Victory Monday. We are back, baby. We are so back. And yes, the Lions got spanked last night. That feels so incredibly wonderful. Just happy to be here, man. It's good to have a Victory Monday again. It's been too long.
So obviously we wrapped up the show last night, the post-game show, talking to, going around the league and give you guys an update on the standings. Well, obviously this game unfolded late last night as the Chiefs beat the Lions 30-17. So the Lions are going to fall to 4-2 now. That record isn't completely updated there. However, they're going to fall to 4-2, and the Packers are officially in first place in the NFC North standings. Let me pop that up on the screen for you guys and gals real quick. Well, first of all, let's just stick on this for a second. So I'm going to scroll down briefly. I'm going to keep it paused. So did you guys see the fight last night, right? I tweeted out a fight breaks out because the Detroit Lions are getting exposed and their classless booties can't handle it. Lions taking cheap shots post-game on the Chiefs. Listen, there's no one who hates the Chiefs more than the guy that's talking into the microphone right now. But I'm telling you right now, man, the Lions have hit an all-time low on what unfolded last night. You had Brian Branch completely refusing to shake Patrick Mahomes' hand, and then as he walks off, he walks up on Juju Smith-Schuster. You guys, I'm sure, have seen the video. Juju puts his hand out to shake his hand. Brian Branch sucker punches him, and then all hell and broke loose there, Tim. So it was a funny picture, though. I ain't going to lie. The picture of Brian Branch having Juju by the ear, it looked like an uncle dragging a nephew around the front yard out there playing a turkey bowl or something. It was pretty comical. But nonetheless, that's what unfolded last night. Tim, I want to give you the floor, sir. I know you're a big advocate for the Detroit Lions, obviously.
Oh yeah, you mean the downfall of the Detroit Lions? Oh wait, there can't be a downfall. They haven't won a damn thing yet. That's right. I keep forgetting.
1968, Tim.
Yeah,
1960. That's just wild to think about, man. So
yeah, and they're having difficulty handling this L that they took, and hey, everyone loses their cool sometimes, but when it's a team like this and a fan base like they have, it brings me joy. It's a cherry on top on the Victory Monday cake and ice cream dish that we're having tonight as we celebrate.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And listen, Tucker Kraft called this a long time ago, guys. Jacob Morley tweeted this out. You guys remember when Tucker scored on on
Yeah.
Brian Branch there in week 1? He looked at him and said, "What you gonna do, kitty cat?" You know what I'm saying? So obviously Tucker was ahead of the curve here, and it looked like Ari Mirov tweeted out, Lions safety Brian Branch apologized and admitted after the game that what he did was childish, but said he's tired of players doing things between plays that refs don't catch. He added that he feels like he's getting bullied out there.
Oh,
Mr. Brian Branch, one of the dirtiest players in the game, feels like he's getting bullied.
oh, that's adorable.
I bet he absolutely hates his teammate Kirby Joseph, who just continuously tears ACLs by being chicken crap and going for the knees, right?
Absolutely. And it's crazy how, you can dish it out, but you can't take it. It looks like one of those kind of classic examples, It happens in the NFL, right? There's always extracurriculars in between plays, but part of being a professional is you got to let, you got to try not to let guys get in under your skin and into your head. And I think frustration just boiled over for Brian Branch and the Lions after what happened. I mean, really, this probably all started after that Mahomes tutter when he basically, kind of flexed on Brian Branch a little bit there in the end zone. So at the end of the game, that was just we haven't seen that in a while, right? Extracurricular during the end of the game, and they're about to shake hands and everything. That was interesting.
As Brian, or as H.E. Solder says here, but Brian, you got your ass handed to you on a legal block. That's the other thing too. People are trying to say, I'm telling you, Lions fans are always the one quick to say, stop complaining about the refs. Boy, they were all over the refs last night. And there's so many receipts out there. It's not even funny. And it was a legal block, was not a block in the back, caught him from the side. So it is what it is there. Ian Rappaport gives us an update here, Tim. Lions safety Brian Branch, who popped Chiefs wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster in the face after the loss to KC, was suspended 1 game by the NFL. Detroit plays the Bucs on Monday Night Football. Listen, that's a huge game there. So Brian Branch missing that game against Tampa Bay. I know some people believe it should have been a longer suspension than that. I can understand both sides of that argument, but that's going to be a huge loss. Listen, Brian Branch is a good player. Hate him as a person, damn good football player. So he will be missed against Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield licking his chops going into that game.
Oh, absolutely. That's a massive loss for that back end of the secondary there in Detroit. And, they're a good defense, though. We know that, right? And I'm sure they're still going to, play well. But, it's unfortunate, right? You cost yourself a game. You're hurting your football team because you lost your cool. That's what happens. But it couldn't happen to a better team or a better player, honestly. And I'm sure there'll be an appeal of the suspension. Shout out to Jordy Nelson, one of the officials on the appeals crew here in the NFL. Jordy, you know what to do, right? We'll just go ahead and deny that appeal. No problem.
H.E. Solder in the chat said 4 games felt right. All right. Not so cool said at least 3. Okay. So that was the common theme I seen today, Tim. As soon as the suspension came down, I seen more people saying it should have been more games than people saying he shouldn't have been suspended at all. Is that kind of how you saw it too?
That's kind of why I mentioned the appeals process. I wonder if that's why the league just handed out the 1 game, right away, because usually if you get 2 or 3, you can appeal, and they may reduce it to a single game or 2 games. So I don't know. I'm kind of there though. I mean, you can't have any of that. You're trying to get rid of that on the field during the game, let alone post game, shenanigans like this. I think the league's got to handle this in a way where they, you don't want to make an example out of Brian Branch, but you do want to make sure that he has at least 1 game, suspension. And I think it's fair. I could have saw more though. It didn't get, the one good thing is it didn't turn into, 80 guys on the football field brawling after a game. It didn't get completely out of hand, but I think a game is fair. That's fine. And it's a big game, like you said, against Baker and the Bucs. That's going to be a tough go for Detroit without Branch. Yeah,
no doubt about it. Jennifer Wright says that she felt like 2 games seemed right to her. So there you go with that. Let's see. Moving along to the standings now, Tim. So the Packers are officially in first place in the NFC North at 3-1-1, and the Detroit Lions are in second place at 4-2. Minnesota Vikings are in third place at 3-2. They were on a bye this week, and of course the Chicago Bears are sitting at 2-2, and they're going to be kicking off here in about 30 minutes as well. So we'll see if the Bears can drop to 2-3. And here's what it comes down to, guys. We talked about the first quarter of the season. The goal is to go 3-1 at a minimum, right? You want to be 3-1. We finished 2-1-1. All right. So now we're basically 1-0 in the second quarter of the season now. The goal is to go 3-1 again. And I know we've got a couple of some tough games coming up, but also some there are no cupcakes in the league, but some definitely winnable games here. Obviously, you're going to go down to Arizona. Could be without Kyler Murray. Let's say they pull off a win there, Tim. Now they're 2-0 in the second quarter of the season, right? You go to Pittsburgh. To me, and I know people are going to hate me for this, I'm not saying the Packers can't win. That feels like that could be a loss to me. This 4-game stint, Bengals, Cardinals, Steelers, Panthers, kind of feels like the Steelers is the game. I would say that's a tough one on the road there. Much tougher than on the road to Arizona. Listen, they may go down there, get their ass kicked by Arizona, and then come out and blow the Steelers out. We know how the league goes. But that's your next 4-game stretch, including the Bengals game, which we already got that dub. So how do you feel about that 4-game stretch? Do you think they can go 3-1 there? Do you which game there do you think, man, if I had to pick one that they may lose, which one do you think that would be?
Yeah, I would probably agree, especially given what we've seen lately out of Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers and the boys. So, yeah, I think that would be my best guess would be possibly the Pittsburgh game. I think we should be able to handle business in Arizona. And then really, we start once we get done with that. I mean, the Carolina Panthers, say what you want. That's a team, too. I don't want to say trap game, but that's one I'd hate to crap the bed there. But I really do think we have a chance to go 3-1 here down this stretch because, once we hit week 10, man, that's the gauntlet of the schedule. Bottom line is how we close out this season is going to determine how we end up, when it comes to playoff seeding and a lot of other things. So I do think 3-1 is a realistic possibility down this stretch. We did the quote unquote hard part, which is, get back on track, with guys injured coming out of the bye week and get that win at home. So we did what we needed to do. We just got to keep the ball rolling forward here.
And as Matt LaFleur says, you're trying to go 1-0 every week.
Yep.
Don't take me the wrong way, gang. I'm not sitting here saying the Packers are going into any week going, okay, well, we've won our 2 games. We can lose one now. They're not looking at it like that. They're looking at you're trying to win every single ball game. Every week you're trying to go 1-0. It's just, to me, I heard it said a long time ago, if you go 3-1 in each quarter of the season, you're going to look up, have 12 wins. You'll probably have a first-round bye in the playoff hunt. I know the playoffs have shaken up a little bit. Now 12 wins is closer to what used to be 11 wins now. But you never know how the conference is going to shake out. So there's your update. And again, just having a little bit of fun laughing at the lines. Let's get into Victory Monday, Tim. And, man, I'll tell you, Twitter was on fire, dude. I want to give a shout out. This came in from @Grant_world. Took my tweet that I had of the Tucker Kraft just absolutely running through the Bengals' entire secondary. I love what he did here, man. He put a Superman S on the helmet and drew him a cape. What do you think about this, man? They're creative out there on the Twitter world.
That is, first of all, that is like some extremely talented graphic design work right there. Big shout out to the artist that generated that. It's clear, classy. I love it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Crushed it there. So shout out again to Grant WRLD or @Grant_WRLD. Go give him a follow over on X. And since we're talking Tucker Kraft, that play was awesome, by the way. It'll definitely make Chalk talk.
Those type of plays are just like, that's like almost his bread and butter, right? I mean, we could run a Tucker Kraft highlight reel back and you would just see countless plays of him diving to the end zone or diving for that first down and literally taking guys with him, going through them, going over them. That's our Superman Tuck Norris for sure right there. Yeah,
definitely. Speaking of Tuck Norris, Dara Carragher put this out over on X. You guys go give him a follow @DAIRE CARRAGHER. He said Packers Tucker Kraft has 3 touchdowns and 9.9 average yards after catch through the first 6 weeks of the season. Since 2006, Tim, only one other tight end has accomplished this feat. That player was also Tucker Kraft last year. So got to put some – I mean, I was mind-boggled going into the season at how many fans were still kind of down. Hey, he's got to prove it. He's got to show it. He's got to do this. I'm like, he's already a top 3 tight end. He's just not getting the targets that these other guys are. And listen, that's a good thing. I'm not going, get Tucker more targets. Don't force the ball. Find the open guy. let the defense determine where you're going to distribute the ball. And that's people hear that and they probably think it's a bad thing, Tim. But what you're doing is you're taking what the defense is giving you. That doesn't mean just thinking dumb. That means if they're giving you a one-on-one shot with the proper leverage, throw that thing up like Jordan did to Matthew Golden last night, which was an absolute dot on the sideline. Late hands by Matthew Golden. That will definitely make chalk talk this week as well. But Tucker Kraft, man, doing amazing things, Tim.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of that, it's also like the play call and play design and execution there, especially on that Tucker Kraft touchdown. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, that's one when you just got if you're Matt LaFleur, you're loving that play call and execution for sure. But I think the fan portion of the fan base that likes to demand perfection, which is okay. We all want that, right? You can pursue perfection. That's fine. But the idea that Tucker's got anything to prove, I think is crazy. I cannot wait for him to hopefully finish his entire career as a Packer and hoist a Lombardi or two in the process, man. This is giving me strong 96, 97, and 2010 vibes, the way this team is formulated. And Tucker Kraft is one of those pillars of this offense, absolutely.
Yeah. Coach Lynn in the chat says, on minimal targets too. Great point there. 2-0 for this in the chat says Tucker's like the perfectly landed right hook, set up with some jabs, dip the power shot, and wham. When he cut the corner and I seen that DB holding on for dear life, you could tell by Tucker's body language, this guy's about to run through an MFer's face.
Yep.
And boy, did he ever, man. That was such a fun play to watch. That'll be a gift for years to come, no doubt about it. And of course, we talked about Matthew Golden earlier today. What a game he had. I thought this was a cool tweet that came out from Jacob Morley over on X. He just said, shout out at Texas Longhorns, and said, we're enjoying these two. So you see this picture of Barron Sorrell and Matthew Golden together. Dude, Matthew Golden has impressed the hell out of me, Tim. And Barron Sorrell's starting to get more reps, right? More meaningful reps. And I think he'll be just fine as well. But Matthew Golden, dude, there's something special there. And, we had talked earlier in the season, like, who are the comps to him? I said, to me, he looks like the type of route runner and body control of a Greg Jennings, but he's way faster than Greg Jennings. And that's really, really cool to think about. But what do you think about Matthew Golden so far, man? Obviously scoring a 91.2 was his PFF grade this week. We'll get into that here in a minute, but looking good, man.
Looking really, really good. And, for those fans out there that are impatiently waiting for that elusive tutter, we all are. And I think once he gets that first one, we're going to see plenty more. But bottom line, you don't have to be scoring touchdowns to help your team win ball games. I mean, we can run back the highlights from yesterday's game, and there were clutch receptions from Matthew Golden. And you can see it right now, the connection with him and Jordan Love, right? That chemistry is there. He's starting, Matthew Golden's starting to become one of those guys in the offense that Jordan can lean on. We always talk about that, right? Think player, not play. And, it's not just Romeo Doubs. It's not just Tucker Kraft. It's starting to become Matthew Golden in these situations. And you're talking about someone who's answered the call every single time, and he plays like a veteran. It's always a treat when you can get a rookie at this level, the highest level of football, to come out and play like a seasoned pro. Not that there's things that he's not going to get better at as he grows into his career here as a pro, but he just looks like a veteran out there. He really does.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. So really excited to see what Matthew Golden does here moving forward for sure. And let's see here, 2-0 for this in the chat. Can we get a shout out to the temp kicker? Dude balled out. Tim, I think he got the game ball, right? If I remember correctly. So matter of fact, I think we've got that locker room speech. Let me pull it up real quick and let's see what Coach LaFleur had to say in the locker room last night following that game. Here was Coach LaFleur in Green Bay's locker room speaking to the team.
Here's the deal. This shit ain't never easy in this league. I mean, you watch across the league every week, damn near all these games are going down in the end. But the bottom line is this. We did enough to win the game. Are we satisfied? No. There's a lot of stuff out there where we can get better at. And I hope we know that, and that's going to continue to keep us hungry. And we know, where does it start? Where does it start? It starts with the work we put in day in and day out, man. And then also it starts with our ability to just keep coming closer as a team. The more we battle together, the harder we fight for one another, the tougher we're going to be to beat. So hell of a job. to everybody in here. Give it up for yourself. I got one game ball, and there's a lot of good performances out there, but I got to give it up to this guy. Lucas Haversick!
Just very thankful for the opportunity, man. Thanks for embracing me. You know, God's really good. He's grown my faith a lot in the last year, so I'm just very thankful and love you.
Hey, man, never apologize for winning this league. It's hard to do. We took care of business. Now it's on to the next.
Bring it up. Hey, man, Mango. Hey, Mango, we talk about we got back, man. 1-0 every week. Did that this week. Let's learn from the stuff we need to make corrections on, and let's attack this next week with the same mindset. Let's go. Pack on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Love Matt's demeanor there too, guys. Like, let the guys know you appreciate them, right? But also, this ain't good enough. You know, It's what we talked about in the post-game show last night, Emilio. If you'll remember, it was like it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get a 2-score victory at home, right? And you build a little momentum as you go into the second quarter of the season. You started the second quarter of the season. But also, you've got plenty of teaching tape of things you can get better with, man. You're muted, brother. I got you.
You're right. I'm muted. I'm a rookie. I was talking the whole time. Yeah. You can't be mad at a 2-score lead, and you got to be happy with the way the team fought. Yeah, it wasn't perfect. Yeah, it was against the Bengals, so this, so that. It's a W in the stat column. We're leading the NFC North, and that's not going to change tonight. You can't be mad at that. I mean, we were upset that, you know, we went 2-0-1, and then all right, yeah, then you get that loss, and it's like, all right, yeah, where are we going to be? We're at the top of the division quarter way through the season. That's all we asked for. They're talking, you know, 1 a week. All right, Matt's probably looking at it 4 games in a chunk, but that's how you got to approach it. Is every week is different. Every week you just got to come out 1-0, and we'll be happy.
Yeah. Tim, you kind of hit on it already, but Turt_L_McGirt. Turt McGirt.
Nice. Kurt
Said
McGirt.
never apologize, even to the babies who piss and moan and call themselves fans. Tim, I listened to call-in shows from last night's post-game shows from other podcasts or what have you, and then I listened live today call-in shows. I don't know where these fans are. I don't know who they are, but the people that were they were literally calling for Matt LaFleur's job.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, he has coached up, he has handcrafted, right, Jordan Love, Tim, into the quarterback he is, who is a legit top 5 quarterback. Your offense is top 10 every single year with the youngest roster in the league every single year. He's in the top 15, maybe even top 10 now in all-time winning percentage. In the history of the game, guys, in the history of the earth, he is literally in the top 15 of human beings that's ever coached in the NFL in terms of winning percentage. And we're going to fire him because we lost or because we won by 9 points. Where are these people? Where do they come from? Where do they come from?
I don't even want to know, Clayton. I don't want to know the answer to that, and I hope I don't meet too many of these fans because, yeah, you know, add on top of the fact that we're first place in the division right now. We're where we want to be. There's a lot of football left this year, and this team is continuing to grow. What Coach was talking about is real. You know, play for each other. You know, come close to one another as a team and as teammates, and find ways to win. And that's how you win championships. You can't have a bunch of me guys, and you can't have guys that are scoreboard watching and stat watching, and you know, really caring about something as much as how much you won a ball game by. And I love this comment here. Never apologize. You
Right.
shouldn't. You know, even a 1-point victory is a victory. You know.
And Joe NC in the chat says, wouldn't a better second half offense lend more to the quarterback than coach far as scripted plays? Here's the thing. You pick out any individual play. Like I know LaFleur caught a lot of heat for throwing the ball on that third down there in the fourth quarter or what have you, right? We should have been running the ball and trying to get them to use their last time out. Guys, I was the same way going, what are we doing? We need to – but you watch Jordan check at the line. We don't know. It could have been a run and a pass called. It could have been just 2 passes called, and he canned to the second pass, right? That could have been the case, but we don't truly know that, right? But I know this. When the game was on the line, Jordan called his own number, rolled left, and threw a damn dime to Matthew Golden on the sideline. And pretty much that was kind of what ended up winning you the game, essentially, right? So when it works, we love it. When it doesn't work, if we lose that game yesterday somehow, some way, I'm on here today talking about, boys, why didn't we run? What did I text you guys? I said, same exact situation, didn't I, Emilio? As the Cleveland game. Same exact situation, and we're throwing the ball again. So I'm critical too, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, you look up and they pushed all the right buttons to get the win. And to me, it was a pretty, I don't know, man. I thought it was a pretty impressive win. I'm not saying like, wow, that was their top 3 performance of the year. Although I will say PFF graded an overall, the team as an overall over an 80. I think it was like an 81 as a team. It was our second highest graded game so far in this season. So
it's awesome.
Yeah, the fact that people are mad that you have because we didn't blow them out by more. I'm not buying that. You know what I mean? If you're over a touchdown, we are in good shape. Yeah, the defense had a little crack here and there. Yeah, the offense probably could have scored more. But we had pretty much 8 possessions, and you scored on 5 of them. So, I mean, you really can't be super mad at that. Our third down percentages got better. Penalties have gone down. I mean, everything that we were complaining about beginning of the season has gotten better, but you're still mad. It's like,
and we're winning ball games now, and you're still mad.
Right. Yeah, it's like you're asking UCLA, right, Clay? They went 0-4. You get a new coach in there. It's like, all right, 2-0, man. Hey, what changed? Sometimes just your attitude, sometimes just the game plan, but they're showing up and they're making it happen. We'll take a win.
Hey, look at Tennessee Titans right now. They fire a coach every 5 minutes. How's that working out for them?
No doubt, man. No doubt. Jarrell Lee in the chat says, duo seems to be working. Mr. November coming to a TV near you. Love with the dot on the run. Tucker Kraft is a guy. His interview was great. Thank you so much for that super chat, Jarrell. We appreciate you, man. Agree with all of it. It's an exciting time to be a Packer fan, I think, man. 2-0 for this says, Ryan said it best today. If you guys don't know who he's talking about, that's Ryan Schlip over at Packernet Podcast. That's where you can find this in podcast form. And he has an even better show called Packernet Podcast. You scan that QR code in the upper right. It'll send you to Packernet Podcast, or just search Packernet. That's one word, Packernet. And he puts out content daily. 2-0 for this says, Ryan said it best today. Fans like to cry for a few things that Matt does wrong, but don't give him credit for the many things he does right. Yeah. It's so true. And listen, the same thing goes for Bisaccia. Mm-hmm. We just got through raving over Hasbrick. How do you say it again?
Haversick.
We just got through raving over him, right? Matt LaFleur gives him the game ball. He gets all the credit, right? Okay, so if we're going to blame Bisaccia when someone misses a block, or we're going to blame Bisaccia because they take the wrong lane on a kick return, or we're going to blame Bisaccia when somebody misses a tackle on a kick return, or we're going to blame Bisaccia when a snap gets botched, we don't give him credit when he brings in a kicker on a short week and all of a sudden goes 5 for 5 in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like
Matt about the penalty of Hopper playing too aggressive, but not excited that Savion and Bo Melton both had 30-yard returns plus.
Right.
And the same thing goes for Matt LaFleur, and what 2-0 for this is saying, what Ryan said. It's so true, man. You just go through and you cherry pick the little things that you don't like about someone. And I shouldn't say this because I was going to do this just to dunk on these fans that are like this, but I was going to go through and get all of Matt's numbers, his offense's ranking, his overall winning percentage. I was going to skew the numbers a little worse than they were and say, hey, guys, if we're going to fire Matt LaFleur, what do y'all think about somebody with this kind of resume as a hire? Just to get them to go, yeah, that sounds good. Guess what? That's Matt LaFleur, you bunch of knuckleheads. Like, what are we doing?
So he's coached, 105 games. Out of those, what number would you be happy with if you had a coach? And out of 105, how many wins are you looking for out of that?
Right. Now, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. When Matt LaFleur called the timeout, nobody giving him credit for that, by the way, right? They called the timeout.
That was the greatest timeout call of coach's career, man.
And you delayed it too. I thought he was going to call it earlier, just so he can't get the practice kick in. Lets him get the kick in, get a little bit into the head.
Yeah, go ahead and make it twice, buddy. Got lucky on the first one.
Tough to do, making it twice.
Yep.
Hey, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. Rich Bisaccia was right there with him in his ear, right? Like, was he
I thought
telling
he turned to him and said, "You want me to call it? You want me to call it?"
right? Like that's what he's doing. It's not just special teams.
Yeah.
This guy is also his assistant head coach. He's got other, and that's why I was saying you don't want to fire your assistant head coach when things are going good. What you want to do is get another set of eyes in the building to help him with special teams. Like, hey, go find him the number one second in command of any special teams that you could possibly find in the entire country, and have him help alongside Rich Bisaccia. This whole culture of just fire this guy, fire that. Matt LaFleur needs to be fired. Rich Bisaccia needs to be fired. There were people calling for Sean Clifford. What was it, a year and a half ago over Jordan Love, if you guys remember that. Like, all of these things that just keep popping up over and over and over. I'm going to be real, man. I'd hate to see these people's households. Like, what do you do when a spouse loses a job? What do you do when one of your childs gets a speeding ticket? Get the hell out of my house. You're not good enough for me. Is that what happens? Like, you're saying you're building a culture. You're saying you're building a team. And culture and that team building actually happens when you meet adversity. When adversity smacks you in the face, it's how you respond to that you can build a strong culture. Culture isn't created because you're just winning all the games. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely.
So, J. Cole says they don't have a spouse. That's a good dynamite drop.
Great.
All right, man. Let's move along to the defense here. They got raked over the coals. I was hearing fans call in, "What's wrong with this defense? What's wrong with this defense?" I'll tell you what's wrong with this defense, guys. They get the number one run defense in the league. And look at that picture there from the Cheetah package, by the way.
That's money.
Love it.
Yeah. Gary, LVN, and Parsons smacking Joe Flacco in the mouth. Love to see it. And again, number one run defense, what does that mean? Matt Schneidman put a tweet out, and he said the Packers currently have the NFL's number one rushing defense. They're allowing just 73 rushing yards per game. Now, you guys know I lean into yards per carry allowed over rushing yards per game because that number can get a little skewed. But they've been top 5, top 3. I think they were number 2 going into last week in yards per carry allowed. So I know we're not hitting home on the sacks. I know we're not forcing the turnovers. But how do you continue to win these games? How do you continue – like this game yesterday, Tim, in my opinion, what happened in that game was Coach Hafley looks up, and you blanked them in the first half, right? They make an adjustment in the second half. Do you know what fans wanted to do was how come they're being able to hit underneath? First of all, Joe Flacco was threading the needle on those out routes to Jamar Chase. And Jamar Chase making catches in double coverage. That touchdown was unbelievable catch.
Back
right?
shoulder, perfectly timed. I mean,
yeah. So now, again, how do they get down the field? When you get to the point where you got a 2-score lead, the last thing you want to do is play snug, bump, and run and let them beat you over the top for an explosive. Make them use every inch of the field. Now, to their credit, they did. And they went down the field, and they scored 3 times there in the second half. But again, you end up winning by 9 points. To me, it's a freaking masterclass on how to manage the game and how to win the game on defense, Tim. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Bend but don't break. That's a great example of when you need that. Like you said, the clock can become your opponent or it can become your biggest asset sometimes. And, we talked about that long drive out of half. They ate up a lot of that third quarter, and it allowed the boys to go ahead and manage this game. I'm okay with it. I'd love to see a boat race. I'm sure we'll get at least 1 or 2 this year, guys. We're gonna blow somebody out at some point.
It's coming.
But yeah, it's coming. But to nitpick at this defense and, be upset about, an awesome top 5 NFL receiver making an incredible back shoulder grabs or, sticky coverage from a DB and the receiver still makes a catch. I mean, that's part of football. How many times are we on the other side of that, right? So I think it's fine. It's a good team win, and it shows the character, like you said, Clayton. Like when you do deal with adverse situations, whether that's life or a football game, it's how you respond, and you want to control the outcome of the game if you have a lead, right? And I thought the Packers did a great job managing the end of this game for sure.
Yeah, because 2 years ago we would have been screaming that the running game is terrible. Like I'm happy I'm not watching 8-yard gashes, 10-yard, 12-yard, 15-yard explosive runs, because that can just wear a defense. You see how excited they get on a pass breakup versus, I mean, yeah, you'll get excited on a tackle for loss, but how excited you get on one pass breakup versus 3 tackles on 3 run plays or whatever. The defense feeds off of that. If you can take that out. 50 to 70 yards. I mean, it's happened, the 2 or 3 times where we've kept them at 50. He had the one breakout game for the Cowboys, or else we'd probably be right around 50 a game. That's crazy in the NFL. I mean, Derrick Henry and the Ravens were pushing 220 last year, I think, rushing per game. So how can you be mad at that when, all right, it's, where you're playing off coverage. Oh, well, the run game stops. You got to be happy with the defense. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Clay. I get a 2 touchdown lead in college football. Shelf, cover 4 palms, everybody in front of me.
Everybody in front of me. That's right.
You got to go 95 yards, man. I'm going to say, maybe I'll hit a flat here and there. Besides that,
at least you don't have anyone in your ear screaming, "Well, why are you hitting all this underneath stuff?"
Yeah, right. If he had thrown a challenge flag at all that game, it would have been the worst challenge ever. But he gets a timeout, and it's the best timeout he's ever called. But how much, respect is he getting for it?
Yeah. Not So Cool says it easily could have been 21-18. And if the Bengals made that field goal, it could have been a different story. If.
Yep.
If ifs were fists, we'd all be drunk.
Yep.
And here's the thing too. If Jordan Love doesn't throw that pass on 3rd down, guess what? The Packers get a field goal there. They were at the 19-yard line. Is that Matt LaFleur's fault?
Yeah. And the way the offense was responding, Clay, why would you be mad about the defense bending if the offense is going down and scoring? Same thing happened in Dallas. If you can rely on the offense to put points up.
Yep, exactly. Well, let's see here. Darkart Spoker, I think I'm saying that right. Look, the Packers are stacked. This season is going to be awesome. People need to enjoy the ride and not take it for granted. Amen. That's all I say. I say this every year. I wait all year long, man. I wait all off season for the season to get here. And it's finally here. And I'm telling you, we made it to week 3 and we were calling for people to get fired. It's like, can we just sit back and enjoy the ride for just a second? Just a second. So I don't get it. All right, let's move along to a little bit of negative news here. And I need everybody to help me in the chat. And Tim was trying to fill me on some stuff he was hearing too, but want to make sure we're not missing any injuries. We'll give what we've got here and you guys throw in the chat. Anything y'all have heard on potential injured Packer players, let us know. Rob Domofsky tweeted out, Packers coach Matt LaFleur said Lucas Van Ness, who had a foot injury, avoided something serious, but how long he'll be out remains to be seen. Said LVN got hurt on his sack. That was his final play. So obviously on that sack, LVN looked good yesterday too, man. He did. Now, how long is he going to be out? They said last night it wasn't broken, right? They avoided something serious, but what does that mean? Is it going to be, is it a strained ligament or something in the foot? You know what I mean? What could that potentially be? If I had to guess, I'm going to say it's probably 1 to 3 weeks. Does that sound about right to you guys? Obviously not going on IR and being out.
Yeah, I think that's all we can deduce from that, right? He's not going to the IR, at least right now, right? It looks good. But yeah, it's unfortunate, right? What a play. And, I know we hate hearing that it's a day-to-day thing or a week-to-week thing, but hey, it's a week-to-week league, right? I mean, It is what it is.
Yeah. Under 4 games, you got you got Cardinals coming up. You're not terribly mad at where the edge room is with Micah playing 58 snaps. I mean, you could always bump Rashawn up. You can bump Ken. We have a little bit of depth there. Yeah, I would say 1 to 3. Hopefully, he's back to play Rodgers kind of thing. We'll see what happens.
Makes sense. Matt Schneidman also tweeted out, LaFleur says Javon Bullard is not in concussion protocol. Bullard suffered a concussion in week 3, called it, quote, a major sense of relief, end of quote, that Bullard didn't sustain a concussion. Bullard told LaFleur it was more of a stinger. So Bull should be good there. He avoided the concussion. Yeah. Have we heard anything else on that?
No. And that's good news, right? I haven't heard anything.
News is good news, yeah.
And it's Javon Bullard. I mean, the guy's going to get a stinger every other week, probably the way he plays the game, especially against the run. So it is a relief that it's not a concussion-related issue.
Yeah, because that was the only thing that worried me. I was listening to Ross Tucker today. He was saying normally if you get concussions back to back like that within the same couple of weeks, they tend to lean to putting them on IR, either the NFL or the team or whatever. You kind of have to lean in on that. So when I heard him say that today, I was like, oh boy, I'm waiting to hear what happens with Bull. That's super relieving. Happy he's in good shape.
Yeah, 2-0 for this in the chat said, who is better than Matt LaFleur? They don't have an answer. Anytime you ask, they don't have an answer. I respect the hell out of Ryan Schlipp because what he did was he dedicated an episode. You know what? Since everybody's going to be negative, let's just press into this.
Yep.
And let's go through and give you 3 coaching candidates. And I'll be honest with you, when he got through with it, I was like, none of that sounds good to me. It doesn't sound like, oh, that's the answer to our problem. We're in a good spot. We really are, man. So completely agree with you there, 2-0 for this for sure. And Biz 781 in the chat said, I'm happy with a 2-score victory. Based on today's NFL, I'm very suspicious of 14.5-point spreads. We're not playing the Badgers here. Oh, by the way, on the McAfee show, they were talking, I think it was Tone Diggs was breaking down. The books own the public this year, boys. I'm telling you, it was like 30-15 or something crazy. It was nuts. So, again, when we see the line, and you guys heard me a couple of weeks ago, I think it was against the Cowboys, when I said, man, when the line is swayed heavily in one direction, or not the line, but the money is swayed heavily in one direction, look out. It's probably going in the opposite direction because that's how good Vegas is. So it's so true though, man. I don't see any of these games that should be 14.5-point favorites. Now, they're trying to get the money as close to even as possible. Obviously, that's what they're doing. It's why the line moves all week long. But I didn't go into that game going, oh, yeah, we're going to win that game by 15 points. I went into that game against the Bengals going, come out of there with a 10-point victory. Take care of business. You got out of there with 9. We're good.
Yep.
So anything else you guys want to hit on before we get into the PFF grades, fellas? Anything at all?
No, you got anything, Emilio?
No, I'm Bears are on, right? Has that kicked off? I gotta keep
I'm sure they're losing already.
Just now kicking off. But by the way, the Falcons are on a roll. 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Now, Falcons are 2-2 in the NFC, obviously.
Yep.
They're beating the Buffalo Bills 21-7.
Oof.
Bijan Robinson just had a long touchdown, I think an 80-yarder. So give a shout out to The Drive, who became a member here on YouTube. Thank you so much for the support. We'll make sure that you are entered into any of the extra contests, giveaways, stuff like that. Appreciate you supporting the stream. And also shout out to all our Patreon members as well. If you want to support this show, that's the best way to do so. You can be a member on YouTube. You can throw a super chat up, or you can join our Patreon group where you get extra content, patreon.com/PackerFan Total Access. That's going to do it for hour 1. For those of you listening on the pod, we'll see you on the other side for hour 2, where we're going to break down the PFF grades from week 6 against the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll see you over there.